So yesterday we had the 9:30 open. I'm gonna go ahead and annotate 10 o'clock. Okay, there's 10 o'clock. What happens at 10 o'clock? We have a bullish run. Okay, we extend it higher. Now, when we have an extension, okay, if we have a run after 10 o'clock, what I want to pay attention to, there's going to be a delivery, lunch hour delivery, and there's going to be a PM delivery. That's what you want to pay attention to. You don't want to be trading in this right here. That's what's going on right now in today's morning. This right here. High resistance liquidity. We had SMTs on the lows and highs, price sweeping highs and lows, just chopping up and down. Then we had this extension. We wait for it. Once we have this, I'm going to show you exactly time and place of how algorithmic the market is. Okay, something that I learned from ICT himself. Okay, when we have this extension, the first swing low after 10 o'clock, you need to annotate. And I'm going to question you guys right now. So I want everyone to go their charts because you shouldn't be focused on the morning session right now. Wait till 10 o'clock here. We have about 10 minutes and we can focus on that. Give me a time of your first swing low. Okay, now I did annotate this. I posted it in the Discord, so you can probably just look at it and see it there. But someone just tell me, where's our first swing low here? Okay, I know you guys are probably still pulling up the chart. 2 p.m.? No, not 2 p.m. We have an extension. We have a swing. Bam. There's our low. Because now we've ran up high and created a swing high. So there's our swing low right there, okay? Which is at 12:30, about 12:30. That's your swing low. Okay, I'm going to go and annotate that. This is your sell side that has been created. Your first swing low after 10 o'clock. If we have this, right, it's all about what does price do here. This is how you're going to start building models. You need to pay attention what price action does at specific times, and you're going to start looking and paying attention to time and place and build models around that. That's how you're going to start trading. That's how you're going to be a good trader. So now this swing low becomes algorithmic for our lunch hour delivery. We have a run. Once we trade that swing low, you want price to then have a run taking out highs so we can confirm this is our swing low, right? Because if we do this, that's not a swing low. If we just do that, that's not a swing low yet. We're just creating another swing lower. We then now go up, create this is our swing low. Price most likely you're going to move to a premium array. Where's our premium array? There's some insufficiency that's been unfilled right there. Look at that. Bam. Price runs to a premium array. That insufficiency that was unfilled runs to that, rejects. And look at this run. Look at this delivery. This is your delivery right here. This is your delivery right here. From 1 o'clock to just before 1:30, 1:28. That's just before, that's the end of the lunch hour. Now, I don't know what exact time it's going to happen during the lunch hour. That's why it's hard for me to say, hey, let's have a session later today and we can look for a setup because I don't know the exact times that this is going to happen. But I wait for it, the setup to happen. When will it happen? I wait for us to create our low after swing low. We run to a premium array. Then we look for a change day delivery to target that sell side. This is your lunch hour delivery. Now, you're probably like, hey, Cam, where do we enter? Where do we enter in this trade? There's multiple entries that you'll be targeting for a lunch hour delivery, right? Multiple entries in anything. You can always wait for A+. You can always wait for insufficiency to stay unfilled. We create an order block, and we deliver lower, okay? You want to be patient. Then we create this sell side imbalance. So once we left that unfilled, that's a small order block compared to that fair value gap right here. You notice we trade away from it, and then bam, institutional order flow entry drill. You're gonna get smooth when you understand price action in terms of algorithm, right? You're gonna catch these smooth deliveries, and that's what you want to be trading. You want to be trading these deliveries. That's exactly what you're aiming for. From there to there is all you need, a piece of the pie. There's your lunch hour delivery. Now, algorithmically, once price creates that AM high, where's our AM high? We head into the lunch hour at 11:30, right? So 11:30 is right here, right there. That's 11:30. So where's our AM high? From the morning session, okay, from 9:30, so that's 10 o'clock. So from 9:30, there's our AM, excuse me, oh gosh. There's our AM high. That will be your PM liquidity. From the last hour, it's algorithmically that the last hour of regular trading hours from 3, which is 3 to 4, okay, you can conclude the last macro time. So that'll be from 3 to 4:10, include the macro time. Algorithmically, it will target that AM high. So let me show you. Where's the last hour? From 3 o'clock. I'm going to I'm going to say 4 o'clock, which is right there. That's right on that as soon as it disrupts buy side. But we like to include that macro time. So I'm going to go say 4:10. That's your last train hour in regular train hours, right? It delivers back. So we have that extension through the morning. We create our AM high. We run low. We then have a run to premium array to create that sell side liquidity for our lunch hour delivery. And then we come back to that last hour to trade back to that AM high. It's algorithmic. This is how you form models. Okay? Now, I got in at a buy for this. Now, I got in too early. Okay? We had a market structure shift here. So this is how I got stopped at break even. Market structure shift. Bam. First buy side imbalance right there. Tapped into that buy side imbalance. Got in. Price ran really, really nice for me for a few minutes. Once we got this nice run, I moved my stop to break even and then stopped at break even. Okay. What I probably should have waited is for us to get into that lunch hour. This was just a confirmation. Okay, we see a market structure shift. Now let's wait till we get into that last hour and let's see how price delivers. How does price deliver here? We have an inversion. There's an entry right there. Inversion fair value gap. We trade up higher. We have a little more insufficiency here. We did have a little bit of a wick below that to that order block. And then we have a delivery. Now, this is just understanding algorithm. Is there a solid entry inside this 1 hour? I probably might have not even taken a trade in that lunch hour. Oh, sorry, the PM. Just because the delivery was a little choppy. It wasn't a smooth delivery. But we had a bias in this hour, right? We had a bias. We knew where price was looking to hunt, that AM high. We knew we were going to be bullish this last hour. And there's hard to find an entry. Probably the best thing would probably been is that inversion. We had a little bit of a run stop, and then we run above that inversion to retest it and then run higher. So that's probably the only thing I would have probably paid attention to. Other than that, there wasn't that much of solid entries for this. I probably liked the delivery more for the lunch hour than the PM here. But this is how you build bias, right? This is how you build bias. And there was an SMT here as well, by the way. So that's why I really liked this trade that I took. Is we had an SMT and we had a market structure shift, and that first imbalance, I would want to see that just run, but it didn't because we had to work back to that last hour to run to the AM session or the AM high. Algorithmic, okay? That's how you form a bias. When we have an extension past 10 o'clock, these are the things you want to pay attention to. All you're doing as a trader, especially as a beginner trader, you're paying attention to time and place. What does price do at specific times? And you're going to focus on that. Pay attention to that. Observe. And the more you observe it, the more you're going to start seeing it. It's going to start unfolding right in front of your eyes. Every single time you're going to see it. How many times, you guys have been with me for about 2 or 3 months. How many times did I have to say, hey, look for a high or a specific high or low at a specific time? And the price runs to that high and that low. It's because I've studied, I've observed the algorithm. For those that don't believe the market is algorithmic, you better start observing. That's all I'm going to say. You better start observing. If you think price moves up and down because of buying and selling pressure, you're new. You're a beginner trader. If you think price runs to a specific high and a specific low because of buying and selling pressure, you are incorrect, my friend. Study and observe time and place, and you're going to start realizing that price moves because it's algorithmic. And if it is algorithmic, that's awesome, because now I need to observe that. And I can start building models. I can start building bias at specific times and place. So this is how yesterday played out. Fortunately, it didn't really make any money. I had one trade to break even. But this is what you're looking for, okay? This is what you're looking for when you have that extension. Now let's go back to time right now. So we had, when is it 10 o'clock right now? So it's 10 o'clock right now. Wow, we had a really dump here. Wasn't that interested on the lows. Let's take a look at ES. And again, I know a lot of traders see these runs as well, okay? A lot of traders that first start trading see these runs and they think they're missing out because they think money. Your first thought is how much money I could have made when you see this. The difference between a good trader and let's say an expert trader and a beginner trader is a beginner trader sees this and they think about how much money they could have made. An expert trader looks at this and says, what type of model there was. Okay? What type of model was there? Was there a model for me to trade this? No? Then no. Don't think about the money. Do not think about the money. Once you start doing that, you're going to drive yourself insane when you see runs like this. Because you're not looking to catch big moves like this. That's not your job. Your job is not to catch big moves and make as much money as you can. That's not how you're going to be a consistent trader, okay? You got to find the right time and place and a model that makes sense. So now it's 10 o'clock. This is how we want to see how price reacts here, okay? This is how I want to see how price reacts here. So we have some sell side imbalance here. The price has to work above. Do we have an SMT divergence? Want to pay attention at 10 o'clock for an SMT. We're taking out that low, and then we have that SMT divergence there. So let's see. Was there a model here? We ran to that premium array, okay, and we dropped back lower, running through this as an inversion. We create some insufficiency, left it unfilled, trade lower. Don't even know where price was running to be honest with you. That's the thing. And the fact that there's lows sitting right here and we're pretty close to it, that's probably where now price wants to run to. But I had no interest in that low right there. No interest in that low right there. And then we're going to annotate that low as well. You're on ES. Where's that low at? Right there. All right. So what we could see after a dump like this is it accumulates a little bit and then maybe works that low. And then maybe it works up higher here.